Great to have you here in the house, man. We in the house. We're in the house, and I tell you, it's a lot going on, man. We're live on Facebook. We're live on X and YouTube. Got the Tim Black Wolfpack in the house. How y'all doing, Wolfpack? What's up, Wolfpack? Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. And of course, I got my amazing moderators, Black Mamba and Buck Bewley, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for them. Yo. Man, what's going on, crowd? Who's in the house? Yo, man, we got a lot going on tonight, man. It's Friday. Oh, man. And we got stuff to cover, man. I got my people, man. Who's in the house? What Wolfpack members that are in the house, man? Where they at, man? What's going on, man? Where's my crew? You know? I need my crew in the building, man. I got Robin. What's up, Robin and Tobias? What's up, Tuck? What's up, Jamila? The mighty Jamila and Wagi in the house. Yo, what's cracking? How you doing, Kirk? Welcome back, fam. Trixie. What's up? How you doing? Cage, JJ. Crumbs in the building. Mentoring 42. What's up, Mentoring 42? Cat Negrita. What's going on, Cat? Uli. Yo. What did I miss? What did I miss, Johnson? Yo, there we go. If you're on X, if you're on Facebook, say hello. Let me know you're in the building. Let me know you're in the internet. Let me know you're in the chat. Yeah, there you go. Let me know you're in the chat, man. Yeah, let me know you're in the chat. Man, what is going on? We got a lot, man. We got a lot going on a Friday night. Man, oh, they are jumping crazy on the internet right now, folks. And I'm here for it. I said I'm here for it. Give it up for the crew, man. Chavis. What's up, Chavis? How you doing? Yo, man, so we've been doing our thing here on the Tim Black Show, man. The crew has been in the house, and we've been doing our reporting and talking the real truth, man, dropping truth bombs left and right. Elbows and truth bombs, folks. And it's starting to really resonate across the internet, man. Thank you for what you've been doing. People have been reaching out to me. It's electric. It really is, man. It's really paying off, man. Thank you all. We are making some noise on the internets. Wow. Yeah, man, that phone has been going crazy, man. I got to tell you, man, I don't know what it is. You know, that's not true. I know what it is. It's the truth. The truth is a banger. I said the truth is a banger, folks, and if you can bring the truth, well, the people will come. If you tell the truth, the people will come eventually. And gotta be consistent. You know what's beautiful, guys, is when I'm locked into the zone, right? You know, it clears away all the clutter. You know, that's the thing. People don't get it, man. It's a beautiful thing to have conviction. When you have conviction, you're not conflicted. You know? Yeah, you're not worrying if people ready for this, if you're going to get blowback for that. Now, you just come out and you're free. Hey, Bakari Sellers, you know what it's like to be free? Jason Whitlock, you know what it's like to be free, brother? Mark Lamont Hill, do you know what it's like to be free? You know what I'm saying? Do you know Dr. Jason Johnson, Jamil Hill, Joy Reid? Do you know what it's like to be free? I want to be free. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's light. I feel light, you know? You know what I'm saying? I feel light. You know, like it's out the bathroom feeling about 10 pounds lighter. You know, I come off the show feeling about 10 pounds lighter. Shout out to Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? Steady mobbing. Yeah. Right up in here. Up in here doing our thing. You know what I mean? Either they don't know, don't show, don't care what's going on in the hood. Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm feeling a certain kind of way tonight because I already know it's going to be a barn burner, man. We're going to burn down the barn. We're going to burn it down, Johnson. Yeah, we're going to put some logs on the fire tonight, man. I got to give it up for my crew, man. Thank y'all. My people on Patreon that support the show, thank you for what you do, Tim Black's Wolfpack. To become a true, VIP member of the show, go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live, or you can join right here on YouTube, man. You know, Wolfpack's all the way, man. Thank y'all. Tonight's show is brought to you by the Tim Black Legacy Mug. Tim Black Show Legacy Mug, dishwasher, microwave, and hater safe. $20 to your door. Go to Tim Black Paws to pick up our gear. This is one of my VIP joints. This right here was one of the originals, man. Both parties suck, Johnson. Yeah, that's good. I said, let me break out this t-shirt. I mean, I had it for like 8 years or something crazy like that. But, you know, I only wear it to do the shows, really. So, like, it's still, and this is the quality of this shirt, man. You know? That I could have this shirt for, I know it's over 5 years old, man. Both parties suck, Johnson. Yeah. Back before people stole the name, said, oh, I'm going to use this. Yeah, man. It's okay. People steal all the time, man. Okay, you can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't trademark that. That's stupid. It's like trademarking the alphabet. Both parties suck. But the Johnson parties was distinguished it. Man, look, I got to tell you something, folks. Fam, it's going to be some trouble. Fam, you just don't know. My people. They don't get their feelings hurt tonight. And I'm like, okay, cool. You know, sometimes they need their feelings hurt. Mm-hmm. They're going to get their feelings hurt tonight. Who's in the house, man? Any shout-outs? Do I have any shout-outs? Abdullah in the house. Oh, I give a shout-out for my friend Musa Abdullah. That's a Musa Abdullah from All Things Education. All Things Education official. Damn, bro, I forgot you got to put the official on it. All right, so teacher, therapist extraordinaire, my brother. Go check him out on the tube. Quince Randolph, what's up, fam? Q. How you doing, family? Good to see you. Did I get Sherry Covington? Let's do that one more time. Sherry, how you doing? Sherry Covington's in the building, y'all. Give it up for Sherry Covington. Alonzo in the building. Spice Radio Entertainment. Spice Radio 504 in the building, y'all. Rude Boy. What up, Rude? Yeah, man, I'm pumped up, man. It's Friday, Robin. What's up, Robin? How you doing? Yo, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Alonzo. Alonzo's off the deck, man, doing the thing. Out the gate. Give it up for Alonzo, man, representing Alonzo Dunn. My brother. Tay Diggs. We digging in the crates tonight, Johnson. Yeah, we digging in the crates. What's up, Black Mamba on the board as well. Super sticker for Friday. Thank you, sis. Let me know my efforts have not gone unnoticed. Yeah, they in trouble tonight, man. Oh, I'm going to be hurting feelings tonight. Y'all okay? Y'all ready? All right, man, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's stop playing with him, man. I got away with him, and I can't play with him. I got away with him. You know what I'm saying? We got to do what we got to do tonight, man. Mrs. Black as well, Rude Boy. Thank you for asking, man. I let her know. They love you out here, Mrs. Black. Hey, remember. That's respect. That's respect. Much love, man. Much love to you and yours, my brother. Much love. Man, I don't know what these people crazy, man. Look, look, we've been making some waves. Man, this story I've been covering, the story about the Texas track meet, you already know what it is. These people crazy, Johnson. They about to get their feelings hurt. They're about to get their feelings hurt, Spice Radio. I don't know what's wrong with these people, but Spice, these people are not ready for the truth, man. Well, they came to the right show, Johnson. And look, I need y'all to get ready to share the show, hit the like button. We about to stand on business. I said we about to stand on business like we always do. I'm going to stand, look, I'm up in here, okay? We gonna deal it. So we got some updates about the story that happened in Texas. First of all, we want to say, yo, ladies and gentlemen, this is a tragedy. There are no winners in this story. No winners at all. Only losers. Only losers. Anybody else reporting anything different than that is a fool. Let's run the tape.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
WFAA has obtained new court documents revealing how Austin Metcalf was stabbed to death at a track meet in Frisco. Police say another teenager had fresh blood on his finger when they found him at Kirkendall Stadium.
The affidavit shows that when officers arrived, Carmelo Anthony told them he got into an argument with Metcalf, and when the arresting officer said he had the alleged suspect in custody, Anthony replied, "I'm not alleged, I did it."
But Anthony told officers he only acted in self-defense and asked them if Metcalf was okay.
Several witnesses paint a different picture, and Metcalf's father told Matt Howerton he is not buying the excuse.
I had a dream last night, and Austin came to me and said, "I'm okay." It gives me peace. Doesn't mean I don't hurt.
The last 24 hours, unimaginable for Austin Metcalf's father, his mother, his twin brother.
Right now, I'm really numb, and I really don't feel anything. I just have to function.
Metcalf, just 17 when he arrived at Frisco ISD's district track meet Wednesday. His final breaths taken before 11 a.m., police say, after being stabbed to death by a fellow Frisco ISD student, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, now charged with first-degree murder.
My world's a little shattered.
An argument over where Anthony was sitting while the meet experienced a rain delay sparked a confrontation between the teen and Metcalf. According to arrest paperwork, Anthony sitting underneath Metcalf's team tent. You could see it from the air when we flew over the crime scene. Metcalf from Memorial High, Anthony from Centennial. A witness telling police Metcalf told Anthony to move from under the team's tent because he didn't go to their school. The witness telling police Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, and reached inside and proceeded to tell Austin, "Touch me and see what happens." Investigators writing that Metcalf grabbed Anthony to tell him to move and that Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed Austin once in the chest and then ran away. When officers arrived, the knife was found and police say Anthony admitted to what happened, but said this to police: "He put his hands on me. I was protecting myself," even asking another officer if what happened could be considered self-defense.
What do you expect? If you're caught the best thing you're gonna do is try to lie your way out of it.
Metcalf's father telling me self-defense is not a reasonable excuse.
The truth will come out. There were too many people that were there that saw what happened. My own son told me.
In Frisco, I'm Matt Howerton.
You know that. Yeah, okay, so he said his son told him, guys, let's get into it. This is the conversation. This is what it is. First things first, I'm getting different reports from different people. I'm getting different reports from different folks. I get reports now that paint a different picture, right? And it puts a little clarity as well, because originally when I saw race baiter, race hustler, anti-black mouthpiece, Glenn Beck's private dancer, Jason Whitlock, originally say he was using comparisons from this story in George Floyd. And I didn't understand why he was doing it, because that didn't make no damn sense. I'm like, what's this got to do with it? I mean, George Floyd, those were cops. What's that got to do with this? Cops was there. Cops had the knee on him. Cops were around George Floyd. He was in police custody with handcuffed. And they kept making sure he made it to the station alive. I mean, it takes 5 cops to get you to the station. That's kind of crazy. But we've seen this before with Freddie Gray in Baltimore. But be that as it may. Let's deal with one thing at a time. I didn't understand why Jason Whitlock was bringing up George Floyd. But now I get it. Now I understand why, because I saw a police report or an autopsy report or a toxicology report that showed that Austin Metcalf had drugs in his system. Now I get why Jason was doing this. He was defending the kid with the drugs in his system from getting, FAFO'd. That's what this was. He was doing a whataboutism with George Floyd and comparing it because he's saying that both of these folks, both George Floyd and Austin Metcalf, had drugs in their system. That's what they were doing. Okay. So that cleared it up. I'm glad to understand that, because I didn't understand the connection. So you mean to tell me that Austin Metcalf, the Christian I keep hearing about, who Dad's been on here saying was a star model student, has a drug dependency issue, apparently? Then I also found out that Kamala Anthony, who, according to the witness reports that I was reporting on yesterday, who warned Austin not once, but twice not to touch him, not to put your hands on him. And I guess Austin didn't think that was important. Neither did all the other people that were gathered around under the tent as well. There were other people there. It wasn't like it was just 2 people. There were witnesses. Nobody intervened. Nobody stopped anything. And according to my reports, hands were placed on Anthony. Anthony. Hands were placed on Anthony by Austin. Austin put his hands on him. And even in that report we just saw that's very favorable to the Metcalfs, they admit he did put his hands on him. Why was Anthony touched by Austin? Why did Austin put his hands on Anthony Carmelo? I see no reports that show Anthony Carmelo touching Austin. I saw a reaction to being touched. Once again, we've already stated this should have never happened. This is a tragedy. I was also reading where, contrary to the opinion, or I guess contrary to the bias and the slanderer the slander of many people online who just see a black kid with twists in his hair. They can't imagine he's got a good grade point average. So a report that Carmelo Anthony has a 3.7 GPA, works 2 jobs. Good student. And was defending himself. It's funny how, when other people defend themselves, like, Zimmerman, for instance, when he defended himself, everybody was willing to wait till they found out more information. Oh, he was defending himself. He said he was. So let's see what comes out of it. And, it's kind of crazy that, cornball Jason Whitlock didn't compare this to Trayvon Martin and Zimmerman, because they'd be a little bit different. Because in this story, Austin he didn't have a weapon. He was stabbed to death, and Zimmerman had a gun. You get what I'm going with this? But Zimmerman was defending himself. It's just weird how we do this. You get what I'm saying? So people like Steven Crowder and Jason Whitlock, they want to pretend that, Anthony had no right to defend himself, but they didn't say that with Zimmerman. Just weird how we come to these conclusions, man. Just, look, I'll admit, there's got to be more information that's got to come out, but this sounds a little hinky. It sounds a little weird. It doesn't sound like people are being consistent. I mean, Daniel Penny gets to use force and take a life, and it's nothing. He's a hero. And Jordan Neely was unarmed. It's weird. Because being unarmed for us is not a good enough reason. Trayvon was unarmed. Neely was unarmed. Floyd was unarmed. And you guys didn't side with that. You said, he was afraid and it's scary and people are bigger and all this stuff. And, it's just weird how it keeps happening the same way. It doesn't seem like there's any consistency. Only thing that's consistent is when a black person ends up dead, for some reason, the white guy is always given the benefit of the doubt. Even when it's like an 80-year-old man who shoots an unarmed black kid at the door, who knocked on the wrong door, shoots him once, and when he falls, shoots him again. Luckily for that, that's the Yarrow story, right? Black kid survives after the white guy stood over him with the gun and shoots him on the ground. He was unarmed too. Some of you defended that as well. What was he doing at his door? It was the wrong door. People knock on people's doors in the daytime sometimes. Shot him through the door. But hey, I don't want to make your head explode. But I just see this same thing consistently playing out. We got these people, man, they're doing a lot of race baiting, Look, everyone knows I'm a Democratic Party hater. I stand by it. Can't stand the Democratic Party. But you know what I hate more than the Democratic Party? Bigots. You know what the worst kind of bigot there is? A bigot that don't know they're a bigot. Well, that's not the worst. I guess the worst will be the intentional bigot, like Steven Crowder. And then the sellout. I hate the sellout. I know I'm gonna have to get a trophy to Jason Whitlock. But Steven Cries is a runner-up in being most detestable human being when it comes to black people's justice. Listen, man. I understand that there are some white people that are pretty upset that this didn't go the other way. I'm upset it happened at all because I'm a decent human being. I'm not from Texas, but I know when somebody says, hey, don't put your hands on me, it's best not to put your hands on that person. Hey, I know that in Maryland, and we don't have the same laws as they do in Texas. I don't know what people were thinking. I don't know what was supposed to happen. I wish it didn't happen, but it happened. And all I want is for this to be investigated above board. I want the investigation to be out in the open for everyone to see exactly what happened and for all of us to get all the information. And no one has all of the information right now. No one. But if the toxicology report is correct, it does put a wrinkle in things for, the upstanding nature of which everyone keeps on saying Austin Metcalf didn't have any issues. And I'm not saying if you had a drug issue that makes you a bad person. I'm just saying that is a mitigating factor. Maybe he wasn't thinking clearly when he laid his hands upon someone who hadn't put his hands on him. Maybe that will be an extenuating circumstance. I'm not saying it's good or fair or right or wrong. I'm saying it's something to consider. There are people saying that he wasn't the aggressor, even though he put his hands on someone. I didn't know he was security for the track meet. Some things here are basic that we all agree that I'm seeing from both sides. That part of the story, I've been seeing everyone report the same. And that is that Austin put his hands on Anthony. He didn't have to. He wasn't security. He isn't security. He has no authority to put hands on anyone at any time. And after he was told twice not to. It's kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you think is supposed to happen at that point. I want to also point out there are some white folks who are conservative, or I don't know, man. I don't even want to call you conservative because you're wacky. You're bringing up shit that doesn't have anything to do with this, and you just grasping at stuff. Look, don't make me bring up stuff. I don't want to go back to start giving you historical references for how many times white guys, it's like you feel attacked that not every time does the story fall your way. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't play out your way. I know you're not used to that. Though you're referencing stories that happened in the very recent, last couple of years, you're going, oh my God, even though 1% of cases where cops kill black people it ever goes to court. I mean, most of the time when cops kill people, it goes nowhere. Nothing happens. You never even hear about it. But I've been bombarded the last 24 hours by people that is just totally beside themselves in this story. America has a history of white guys getting away with doing whatever they want to do to black people. Not just black guys on track meet fields. Texas has a horrible history as well of all types of violence towards black Americans. And very little convictions. Would that be pertinent data, Stephen Crowder? Would that be something to consider Jason Sellout Whitlock? As he scrambles to find sympathy without having all the facts laid out, making a straw man argument about a case in another state with adults in law enforcement as if this got anything to do with that at all. I mean, I know you're a sellout, Jason Whitlock, but you have taken sellout to beyond measures I didn't even know were possible. You're dare I say, you're the Michael Jordan of selling out. Just horrible shit. Talk about comparing apples to oranges. People typically do that. That happens in these stories. You're comparing apples to toucans. What are you doing? These things don't relate at all. I don't know what you're doing. I guess he was comparing Austin to George Floyd. I don't know. Well, anyway, here's the thing, guys. This is a disgusting story. It's a sad story. No, once again, no one should be happy about it. But I'm getting information is coming out that shows there was somebody who put hands on somebody first. And when you put your hands on anybody you don't know and you have no authority to do so, things happen. Does that mean I'm not a lawyer? You're not a lawyer that I know of. You're not a judge. Okay, I don't know, maybe you are. We're not a trial court or criminal court. So, it's got to play out, but, putting your hands on strangers because they were standing somewhere you didn't think they should be able to stand, there's no security at this place. There's no one to tell. It's up to you to lay hands on people. I don't know. Unfortunately, I think some of the witnesses told the truth initially, and now they're going to go back and change their stories. I'm hoping that the statements that were made when this happened are in stone and won't be able to be modified, because I can see some modifications coming from certain individuals about what took place. I see some, people remaking history on the fly on this one. I want badly to be as someone that can take the high road, and try to move us towards an area where we look at things where we can look at something for what it is and all admit this is just a bad thing that happened. Let's try our best to leave our biases at the door and look at it for what it is and come with empathy and be logical and reasonable. But you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to be the only one doing that. Nah. That's one of the problems you mild-mannered Negroes have. Y'all ninjas be too quick to do the kumbaya. You be kumbaya by your damn self. So we're not going to kumbaya on this. If you put your hands on somebody after they said don't touch them, maybe it's a reason for them to say that. Now, from where I come from, when somebody say, hey, don't touch me, people mean that shit. I don't know where y'all come from. I thought in Texas, y'all had that same rule. I don't care if it's one of you or 20 of you. That means give me 10 feet. Give me 5 feet, sir. That's when we back up. This is universal. That being said, once again, man, this is, once again, for the record, guys, I just feel like this is horrific. There are no winners. However this goes, there are no winners. Two families are irreparably damaged. You do understand that, no matter how this goes. The bots that are running on Twitter on this story are amazing. And the crazies too. Oh man, amazing. And the assholes. But there are people that are being thoughtful. Some of them, I wonder what happened to them. They must be practicing law. Oh, it's no probable cause, and you can't use excessive force, and blah 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 blah. All that don't matter. All of it doesn't matter. Someone lost their life. How it could have been avoided is escalation on both sides. Both people could have escalated. De-escalated this. Both people could have de-escalated it. And that's not what happened. The wrong thing happened. These two kids did not de-escalate it. There obviously was no adult. No one de-escalated it. And here we sit. I'm going to leave it there, folks. I just want you to know the information's still coming in. And I just hope that no one doctors a lot. I hope that this can be done fairly. I don't trust it. I already I already know it won't be handled fairly, you know? I already know that. And contrary to the George Floyd people that, oh, Chauvin got a raw deal. Contrary to all of that, historically in this country, in America, if your memory is longer than 2 seconds, cricket people, because they say crickets and flies, house flies, gnats, they don't live that long and they quickly forget anything. It seems like that's what's going on in the psyche of a lot of you guys. There's a group of people that have historically been wronged, and our justice system tends to look the other way when they have been wronged by a certain group of people. That group of people are us. I know you've been hearing differently lately, because that's the talking point. But it just doesn't pass muster, what you're talking about. Okay? My condolences to the family. And my heart also goes out to the Anthony family. Because based on what I've been reading, and the facts could change, if Austin Metcalf just would have kept his hands to himself, this would have never happened. Yeah, not used to that, are you? Yeah, get used to it. Everyone's not Jason Whitlock. And just because I'm a Democratic Party hater, don't mean I don't stand on business. See, Democrats are not the party of black people. Black people who are not attached to the Democratic Party are the party of black people. When I say black people, I mean Black America. I don't mean Nigerians. I don't mean Congolese and other people from other countries who have other places they can go back to. I'm talking Black America from this country, Black America born in this country. It's different. So just because I don't roll with the Democratic Party does not mean I'm jumping into the ring with a bunch of anti-black and I cannot be around a bunch of black people who are not proud of who they are and who for popularity or for a couple likes or to go viral want to kiss ass. You Cartier family and LFR, I hope LFR is not doing this. Look, man, hold yourself to a standard. It ain't worth it. Stand up for yourselves. Don't be like the Hodge twins. Don't be like Tommy Sotomayor. Don't be like these people. Stand on business. Be better than that. If it comes out, if the facts met out, the facts are fully revealed, we'll take a look at it. But as of right now, based on what I see, no one's been able to disprove. No one's proven to me that Mr. Austin did not put his hands on someone. And that's not murder, even though that's what people are calling it. It's not murder when you put your hands on someone. At worst, it's manslaughter. At worst. So don't let these people on the internet size you up, get your head all big, and then you get your heart broke. Because if you put your hands on somebody who asks you not to twice, all that can happen is manslaughter at the most. But I'm not even going to give you that. We'll see where this goes. All right. I'm sure that people are going to just have to hold that L, see what happens. Because what we're not going to do is we're not going to back down. We're not going to side with you, and we're not going to pretend that we're going to just throw this child away because of this aggressor who felt it was his job to police the track field. Put his hands on this young man who may have been afraid for his life. He may have been afraid for his life. We don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the evidence meeks out. We'll see what we get from it. But as of everything that I've been reading, folks, everything I've been reading, I'm hearing Dad talk a lot, say a lot of things. But one thing that's very consistent, his son put his hands on that young man first. That's the only thing I heard consistently. That's it. Okay? All right. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. That's enough. Let me know what you're thinking. If you get information about this story, don't just wait for me. Hit me up at tim@timblackTV.com. We're going to continue to follow this story because someone's got to follow it who's not lock and step with the Democrats, because that's horrible, but who's also not kissing up to a bunch of people that show their true colors every time something happens. Every time something happens. Instead of just saying, you know what, this is a horrific story, this should have never taken place. Instead, you want to convict this young man without any evidence, and you know Austin put his hands on him first. Yeah, I know he had a knife, and I also know in Texas, pretty much everyone's armed. I don't know why. It's what it is. It's the culture of Texas, from what I understand. From what I understand, guns and knives are like a common thing to have there. And that's just the way it is. And we all know if these two young people whose lives, one lost his life, one's life is irreparably changed forever. If we could have just de-escalated this doesn't happen. And if they both were the same complexion, none of us will be talking about it. And that's the sad part. That's the sad part. If they were both the same complexion, whatever complexion, if they were the same, none of us would even be talking about this. No, nobody would care. No one in the news would pick it up. It'd have been local as local could be. It'd have been something, announcement on the school assembly, and they'd have done their grief counseling at the school, and it never would have reached the level of national news, and you know it. It's not a conspiracy against black people or against white people. It's about money. Because they're just making money off our anger and our grief, our bias and our hostility, and our hurt and our pain and our trauma and all that other stuff. All right. That's it. That's all I got. Thank you, guys. Let's move on to the next story. We got more. We got more here. But I want to go to the comment section because I'm sure it's overloaded. I'm sure Black Mamba and Buck Billy are pretty busy. I'm pretty sure people are jumping out the gym right about now. It would still be wrong. We wouldn't be talking about it, Gary Goofs. We wouldn't be talking about it. It wouldn't be news. All caps and stupid. Think about it. Because America doesn't care if we hurt each other. They don't care, man. That's my point. Of course it would be wrong. It's wrong to put hands on anyone. It's wrong to take someone's life unless you're in fear of them taking yours. Violence is wrong. Okay? A person being put in fear, that's wrong to put anyone in fear, and it's wrong to attack anyone or to be attacked. It's all wrong. But I'm saying in America don't care about that. The news only picked it up because it's a story that they can make money off of. We do understand. Everything's about money in this country. If they can make money off of our pain or our anger or our frustration or our sadness or our grief or our fears, that's why they run the story. You don't think they care, do you, Gary? Gary, you know they don't care about us. You've been on this earth more than 2 days. You can type. Okay. Well, Gary's blind. Okay, Gary. Fine. Well, Gary, just know they don't care about us, Gary. I don't think I said anything that was so harsh. Yeah, it was wrong, morally wrong. My point is, threw me off. My point is this, guys. Let me go to someone else. Jesus Christ. I go get a comment, and then it's like I'm the bad guy because I tell a guy, obviously, America don't give a shit if we hurt each other. You know, like, this is basic stuff. You know? Of course they hate, well, nah, Gary, see, this is my problem. This is my problem. They don't hate us all, Gary. They just don't care about us all, okay? And there's levels of hate. But nah, they don't care about anybody. They don't care about us. Yeah, that's what Michael Jackson said. It holds up 30 years later. It holds up 30 years later. They don't care about us. No, they don't. They don't. Yeah. I don't know if they hate us. We're a means to an end. You know, we're a means to an end, which is meaning, and when I say an end, to their dividends. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're really focused on. And all my point is, at the end of the day, it's all about money, man. Because they wouldn't care, man, if it was two white kids. If one white kid stabbed another white kid to death, no one would care about, no one would talk about. And if two black kids got into a fight and one of them killed the other, no one would talk about it. We talk about it in our communities. It would be devastating. It would be devastating at the school. It would be devastating in those families. But it would not make the news, is all I'm trying to say. It would just not make the news. And that's something we got to not be manipulated by it. Right? We got to be cognizant of that. But also, my job as an advocate for the Black Americans, I'm an advocate for them, right? And I said, I'm not going to sit back and watch this kid be railroaded without voicing my opinion and voicing my commentary on it, because I think it matters. But no, I wish he would have walked away, if possible. If possible. And I wish that white kid wouldn't put his hands on him. And we can keep going. I wish he didn't have a knife, and I wish he didn't, I wish this didn't happen, and I wish that didn't happen. People wish all types of stuff, 11 o'clock in the morning. All right, I'm just gonna move on, man. There's no it's just a horrible. If you ever lost a child, you're in a special group. I'm in a special group. If you've lost a child, you're in a special group. And I know what that feels like. And I don't want to be in that group. But unfortunately I am. And so I take no joy. I find no joy at all in this at all. Okay? None. I'm not dancing on the grave. I'm not laughing about it. It's not funny. It's not a joke. It's disgusting. It's a tragedy. Now, what caused it? We got to get more information, man. But like I said, there are certain facts that I'm not seeing that I'm seeing both sides agree on. And those are the facts I'm really speaking to. And the only facts that we all agree on is that somebody put their hands on somebody. And I wish that never happened, because to me, that's what escalated it. He wasn't a deranged person running around the track stabbing people. And why does he feel he need to bring a knife to the field? What has happened at the damn field? I know, like, when we used to go to the club, and if anybody had to bring a weapon to the club, maybe we didn't need to go to that club. But why would anybody need to bring a weapon to the nightclub, to the party? Because things have happened at the party. See, I start thinking, why would the young man bring this knife? Why would he feel a need that he needs to protect himself? If they say they didn't know each other, then maybe he didn't bring it because of this guy. But did they have a run-in? See, I'm getting different information that says they actually did know each other and there was bad blood and something has happened before. But I can't confirm it. These are rumors. So there is actually a whole lot to unpack in this. You know what I'm saying? There is a lot that we could discuss here, but I don't want to be too hazardous because I don't know. I got no confirmation. So I'm basically voicing what both sides have agreed to had happened. And one of those things is somebody touched someone else and someone was warned not to touch them. And someone did not heed that warning. But yeah, of course, we should all consider, I'm sure people at the school and everyone who knows. All I'm saying is, what kind of track meet are we going to where people feel necessary to bring a weapon? What has happened? So there's a lot, like I said, I believe there's a lot that hasn't come out yet. And we're going to see what happens. We need to see this information come out because I don't buy it that everyone who comes to that track has a weapon. I hope it's not like that. And why did he have to bring a weapon? Why did he feel a need to bring a weapon to the track meet? So maybe he had a reason. There are people discounting it like he's just deranged. Like he was just running around cutting people. And that's not what I'm getting. I don't get that from the 3.7 GPA, 2-job holding down athlete. He had dreams too. Looks like they may be gone bye-bye. Okay, so I'm wondering what precipitated this? And unfortunately, all I'm getting a lot of is people going, oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. There's no facts. It's just grief. And I feel a certain kind of way, fam, because when it's black kids, I don't hear the grief part. When everyone's blubbering because the black people are crying. But when the white guy's crying, I'm hearing a lot of blubbering and everybody going, oh, this is so sad. It's not always that way. It's people saying stuff like, he didn't do nothing, didn't do nothing, didn't do nothing, didn't do nothing. Isn't that what they say all the time when it's us? It's didn't do nothing, didn't do nothing. They never did nothing. My baby didn't do nothing. I seen the memes. And now, listen to him now. He didn't do nothing, he didn't do nothing, he didn't do nothing, but he did do something. There are people out there that thought it was okay for, what's the young man who was killed? He walked into a construction area. Remember that guy walked into the construction area, looked around like all the white people did, but then the black guy does it. It's like, what's he doing around here? He must be stealing stuff. Then they track him down and kill him. What was that? So these stories keep popping up, man. And you got to just accept for a large amount of people in America, there's different sets of rules. It's different rules. But I'm not going to adhere to them. I'm not going to adhere to them. If it's okay for Daniel Penny to choke the life out of Jordan Neely, who hadn't put a hand on anybody that day, and y'all gonna call him a hero because he saved some lives. He felt like he was saving lives, right? Well, maybe. Isn't it possible that Anthony felt he was saving someone's life too, his own? Yeah, see, I'm not going to take that off the table. It's too many times it seems like black people be too afraid to just stand on business. Stand on business. I'm not going to cede that ground that he may have felt threatened. I'm not going to do it because I don't see it happening on the other side when these types of issues come up. We get afraid too. Black people get afraid too. We can defend ourselves too. We could be afraid, just like the ex-Marine was afraid. what the homeless 130-pound homeless guy was going to do in broad daylight in front of the hole on a closed train with no weapons. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Anthony Carmelo thought somebody with him might have, and that's why he ran. Maybe he thought Matt had a gun or something. I don't know why he did what he did. We'd have to ask him, but I'm not gonna take that off the table. Because nobody took it off the table for Daniel Penny. No one took it off the table for Zimmerman. I'm not taking it off the table for Mr. Anthony. We'll see. Much love to you. Much love to you. Yeah, people say that. Maria, I hear you, Maria. But you know, he's doing, okay, so here's the thing. And this is perfect. Maria says, the parents of the slain boy already forgave him. Father said, it's up to God, not to him to judge. You know, here's the thing. That's not all he said, though. He did say that. But then in the same breath, he said, the boy said he was defending himself, but people say anything to get out of trouble when they get in trouble. So he said that too. And then when you say, hey, I'm not going to blame him, I'm going to let God, you know, he used the word murder, my son. You murdered my son. And I understand where that's coming from, man. I do. I understand where that's coming from if you lose a child. But to me, the father's going, he wants it both ways. And I understand he wants it both ways. Make no mistake about it, he sees his son as a victim. So he's saying, oh, I'm not a judge and leave it to God and God this and God that. Yeah, but also when he says, I forgive him, that itself implies guilt. You understand? If you forgive somebody, they did something wrong, right? Because if he didn't do nothing wrong, he don't need to be forgiven, right? And I'm not willing to concede that he needs his forgiveness, because I'm not going to arbitrarily say he did anything wrong, because nobody else does. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, well, you need to look at your cousins or nephews and neighbors and coworkers and consider what I'm saying. You know, think about the history of how things play out. Because Ahmaud Arbery, they say he stole stuff from here and he had nothing in his pockets. He was casing the place with his eyes. He was looking. So he could, this is crazy. He was looking at stuff. Made us feel unsafe because he was looking around. So these things, and see, this is the baggage of being an American and dealing with what we deal with. And it's unfortunate, man, and I wish very much that we can move past this. But me moving past it does not move the country past it. It doesn't move the law enforcement past it. It doesn't move the judges past it. And it doesn't move the jurors past it. You understand what I'm saying? So me being a bigger person doesn't mean the rest of the country is being a bigger person. And I'll just end it with this, guys. Because I cannot make this the whole show. I got other stories to report on. I take big exception to the black conservatives who for some reason are siding with the person with the gun. Because if it would have been a gun and he would have shot him, you would have sided with him. Right? You stand your ground, gun people. If the person with the gun says, hey, back up off me, don't touch me, back up off me, you grab him and pow. Y'all would have sided with him, boom. So I already know they're full of it. They just want to keep their mostly conservative audience happy. Okay? That's how I see it. Because if someone has a gun, if it was a gun and it was a white guy with a gun and the black guy put his hands on him after he told the black guy not to touch him, no one would have a problem with the white guy shooting him. they'd say FAFO, FAFO, FAFO all over the place, all over the internet. I guess you FAFO'd. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna cave in it. I refuse to compromise. And I'm just saying, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And in Texas, if they are Texas citizens, they all operate under the same rules. And if someone says, don't touch me, someone says, get your hands off me, and you don't, what I saw, there was a brief tussle. People die doing tussles. We never know how tussles end up. So see, it's legally, this is getting to a lot of different places. And without all the information, I don't know what we can't solve anything without all the information. Yep. Lawrence Jones. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Tough situation, man. I'm gonna try to get out, Lawrence, man. I appreciate you, man. Can I say this, guys? I really wish this hadn't happened. I do. Because no matter how this ends up, it's a tragedy. It's already a tragedy. It's only going to get worse. And I don't even think it's sunk in for the family yet of either. So that's it. But these days, but I'm so them days over, Johnson. I don't do that. We ain't doing that over here. Next story. You know the deal. Independent black media stays unapologetic, raw, and real. Now you can wear the movement. From the 10 Black Wolf Pack to the Cornbread Collection. We got gear for the real ones. For men, women, even the little ones. No weak threads, no weak messages. Rep the truth. Rep the movement. Hit up 10blackpauls.com and grab yours today. Because cornbread ain't free. Nope. Wolfpack. That's right, everybody. Keep it cornbread. Go to 10 Black Pauls.
With Tim Black.
What about people that look at the Democratic Party right now and said, you know this man was debilitating. And you have the Republicans leaning on the fact that you hid that from the American people. And they think that that plays a role in things that are being held against you right now as a party. To that you say what?
I don't even know why that's an issue. I talked, by the way, Joe Biden called me today. He sounded very compos mentis, got very argumentative, not argumentative with me, but very fired up when he was talking to me. I don't know, man.
Right.
I never saw it.
There's a lot of people who are concerned about Joe Biden's ability to carry the ball all the way across the end line without fumbling. And I think that Castro has some really legitimate concerns about, can he be someone in a long, grueling campaign that can get the ball over the line? And he has every right to call that out. I do think that tone and tenor is really important, and we can respect President Biden and disagree with him. I tried to show that in the CNN debate, where he and I have strong different disagreements. But we shouldn't do things that at the end of this, when you demonize somebody and create bad blood, it's hard to unify afterwards.
Do you?
Next.
K-Study QB, man. Thank you, brother. He put the receipt in there. I didn't know you did that in your content. Well, Jesus. Sounds to me like Cory Booker, who everyone has recently decided he's going to be the standard bearer of the Democratic Party, maybe even replace Chuck Schumer. Yeah, doesn't look like Cory Booker's all that honest. Folks, the whole thing with Joe Biden's competency level, this has been up for discussion, a topic of consternation since 2015. We were talking about it then. Okay. We're talking about it now. Maybe not 2015. That was Hillary. Let me think. 2019, we're definitely already talking about it. There were many of us who could see the decline just in the 8 years when he served with Obama. Like, if you go back and look at the Biden tapes for 2008 and look at the tapes of 2020, that is 12 years. Okay, and a lot had changed. But we got Cory Booker up here, can't keep it real at all. Not at all. You know, and it's what it is with the Democrats. So, yeah, a bunch of liars. And I understand why it's difficult to tell the truth, because you're going to get exiled and what have you. But see, we don't get to make excuses. We got to tell the truth. We got to be open and honest about Joe Biden's lack of cognitive clarity, so to speak. It is what it is. And Stephen A, somehow they're giving him, he gave the interview and he talked pretty fast. That was kind of quick talking Cory was doing there. Quickly, I don't know. I didn't notice anything. So yeah, he noticed something. He just noticed that the lie, he's going to perpetuate the lie even at this late date. I mean, the fact that they are still lying when everyone has seen the tapes. He's lost, he's out of office, he's out of power. Talking about Biden, and the Democrats still can't be honest. And then people say, well, Tim, why has he got a problem with the Democrats? They're a bunch of liars. They're a bunch of liars and deniers. That's why. That's a good start. There are many reasons. But do you really need any more reasons? Being a liar is enough of a reason. We can really stop there. Why would I need to go any further than that? Untrustworthy. So yeah. Let's keep going, guys. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that in comments. I don't know. Do you think Cory Booker should be held accountable for being a lying jackass? I don't know. You know, I never expected anything of him. Spartacus with the speeches and all that crying and all that. That's all he's ever done. I don't know why people were impressed. These people that were impressed, I don't know what's wrong with him. Like, his acting skills need much polish. Well, when I was the mayor of Newark, we were doing what we're doing, and we need love, and we need everyone. And Rosario, and my parents, and I just want to talk to him like a human being, and we can all. He's Tim Scott. He light-skinned Tim Scott. Okay, that's what he is. Oh, both of them. Why is it we got two half black, one half black senators, and they both are the same? They make Van Jones seem like Mr. T. This is horrible. It's horrible. Is there a white senator that cries like these guys? Huh? Why come black men can't be? Why we can't be masculine? We that scary? That's what it is, you know. Cory Booker's like 6'3", 6'4", 300 pounds. And if he talk like this, what's up? Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? My name is Cory Booker. He get no votes. Because they'd be afraid of him. It's like white guys can't be masculine enough, and black guys gotta be too emasculated. Yeah. That's gonna come up later in the show. It's weird, man. And that's the dynamics of the country. It ain't your fault. It's not my fault. It's Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know how long it took me working as a government contractor, trying to take care of my family once I got out of that field? You know how long I had to adjust to just talk like me? You know, like in DC with around, and I didn't realize until I started, until I left the IT field, I realized that I was adopted a different voice. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They call it code switching. We ain't call it code switching back then. We called it playing the game. We call it code switching now. Y'all got all the cool terms and stuff. Code switching. That's a beautiful way to put it. It makes it almost sound cool, selling your soul to get a paycheck. Anyway, Cory Booker. People saying Cory Booker 2028. Not so fast. Whoa. Slow down. Slow down. I don't think America's going to go from Trump to a guy that can't even admit that there are differences between men and women. I mean, I'm telling you, man, the Democrats are just stuck on stupid. Next. Hit like for this broadcast, guys. We're trying to get to 400 on a Friday. That ain't easy. I'm going to need your help. Please help. Let's go.
On deck with Tim Black.
I hadn't been around the president before that debate, and I worked for Joe Biden. And if the people around him knew that he was not capable, it is unacceptable to me that they allowed him to go onto that stage. I deserve better as a voter, not even as a Democrat, as a voter and as an American. I do.
And I know that Joe Biden is a friend, but in this excerpt, the part about the pool, he went off, this is in the middle of debate prep, went off to the pool and he took a nap. And that was before the biggest debate of this campaign. That's not even the governance of the country. So Joe Biden, maybe he has the best intentions. I'm sure that you believe that. But the right decision, it seems pretty unequivocally, is that he should not have run for re-election.
Look, I was also just texting with Ron Klein, and who vehemently says he was taken out of context.
Next on deck.
Yeah. Anna Navarro and the rest of the Democrats who are good friends with Joe Biden are too compromised to give you a straight answer about anything. They can't be trusted. They can't be trusted at all. Everyone knew. Okay? I'm telling you, man, this is the reason why so many people are so tired of the Democratic Party. Why do you think the Democratic Party is in the toilet with the country? 21% approval rating. 21. That's the lowest approval rating of any party since they've been counting. You do understand this, right? You think it's just because Trump's so amazing. It may be because Trump does know how to speak to his base, but it's also because the Democrats stink. Two things can be right at the same time. And one of the reasons why so many people are dissatisfied with the Democratic Party is they feel bamboozled. They feel lied to. They feel like they've been run amok. And that's not going to go away anytime soon. That's the people with any common sense. And all this performative nonsense with Elon, and Trump's pulling Elon soon. Then you're going to have nowhere to go. You're going to have no one to shift the hate to. And bang, right back to you. Right back to you. So the Jonathan Allen book, and there's somebody else, it's a woman that also, I think it's two authors that wrote this book. We talked about it a little yesterday. That makes it very clear. They all knew that Joe Biden was like 6 eggs short of a dozen. They all knew it. No one's surprised. and that they just went on like business as usual. No one's answering the question, though, because I haven't read the book. Maybe I should, because I'd like to answer the question or read the question. Answer the answer to who was running the damn country while Joe Biden was away on vacation in his head. I want to know why the government grow by 18% under his watch. I want to know that. I want to know who did that. I want to know who really opened the border. It might not even have been Joe. He might not even have realized it until 3.5 years in. I may be mad at the wrong person. For all I know, Joe didn't have any idea. Ron Klain, that's been Joe's guy for about 30 years. Joe Biden. Did Ron Klain make decisions for Joe Biden? I don't know. But you know what's funny is watching the Democratic Party pretend to like they would step out and, it's wrong to do this, it's wrong. Yeah. Look, man, I believe the majority of the Democrats would just went along with it. They act like they would have done something. They wouldn't have done anything. They wouldn't have dissented. I keep telling people, as much as you don't like hearing it, let me tell you, Trump is not the establishment. He may be president, he is still not the establishment. The Democratic Party, those heavy hitters in the Democratic Party are still the establishment. Trump got money. That's not the same thing. I mean, just the fact that he was convicted of charges that have never been brought against another person before in the history of charges. Just the fact, like, they gave away the ending to you, and you still can't get it. That's why I can't deal with these people that believe in this party, because they can't put 2 and 2 together and get 4. I go, what's 2 and 2? They go, purple. They say, well, Trump's a mighty dictator. I say, really? Where's the gulag? Where are the people that are, where the bodies buried? Because I don't see them. All the people that were smearing them are still walking around. If he was such a dictator and such a out of control Idi Amin type character, if he was such an evil Hitler, why these people still? Why is Don Lemon on YouTube? He's fine. He's still rich. He's still doing shows. Joy Reid's still doing thing. Rachel Maddow still free, walking around with her wife. Rosie O'Donnell left the country of her own will. But I'm just saying, if he was an evil dictator, wouldn't he have done something? Wouldn't all the charge people that put him up on charges, wouldn't they be disappeared by now? I'm just saying, at least be consistent with your own narratives. Either you are, I just know that if, if keep saying that guys like Al Capone, well, Al Capone disappeared people. Where are the people? Who's sleeping with the fishes? Well, I know Obama's houseboy or whatever that guy was. I don't got any Trump stories like that. There's no Trump body count. There's a Hillary body count. Are we making any sense to you? Nah, these Democrats would have never told on Joe Biden. They knew what was going on with him. It was obvious. Everyone knew. We were talking about it in 2019. It was clear as day. It's BS that they say they don't know. Anna knows. It's Ashley Allison. You probably know when. I don't know if you had access to him, but if you are, come on. He had like 3 brain surgeries over the course of his life. It's not like they didn't tip it off. Bunch of goofballs. They've been talking about his gas for 10 years. Why? Where do you think the gas came from? Deterioration. All right, let's keep it moving, man. We got people that's gonna be stuck on stupid. We can't work with these people. These people just want to believe the unbelievable. The obvious is right there. The Democratic Party is corrupt. So is the Republican parties. Both parties suck Johnson. The Democratic Party is corrupt. And that's the party black people keep voting for whatever crazy reason. They keep voting for the most corrupt of the corrupt parties because they lie to us every election. So that to me is the most corrupt party because they keep lying to me and my people who give them 90% of their votes. All right, let's keep it going, guys. Can we get a like for this segment, guys? We got to get some likes and push up the algorithm. We got to get some likes and push up the algorithm. Buck, I'm trying over here, man. I'm over here dying, brother. Black Mama, I'm really trying. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying on Friday. I don't want to be hard on people that believe in Santa Claus. But you saw your mother come in the house with the bags from the car. You saw her. Just wanna. You saw her bring him in. And you're grown and you're still going, but I believe in Santa Claus. Well, it's no damn Santa. Joe Biden's on dementia's doorstep. Okay? He was in office for 4 years. In that condition. It didn't happen the last 2 months of his presidency. He sat the whole time like this. People go by, Joe. What? Next story. Let's keep going, Johnson. I got more content here. They say content's king. Let's see.
Tim Black.
I think we're seeing something really remarkable right now, which is a historical rarity, which is in Donald Trump, a wannabe dictator who makes the trains run late, who makes tickets more expensive, who depletes your savings that you would use to buy those train tickets. The whole promise of this kind of authoritarianism is the trains running on time. This is chaos. This is, what was it, $5 trillion we heard wiped out since the inauguration? That's $15,000 per American. On average. So, and for what, right? This is a president who's running an economic policy now based on kind of bullying and domination, as Jillian was talking about, a kind of pain and a pleasure in inflicting this pain, and we're going to have necessary pain, and it's also applying New York City real estate, which is the only framework he understands, to a world economy and a world political.
You know, it's got to be difficult being a Democrat and in order to get publicity, in order to, get notoriety, and you got to keep coming up with more crazy things to say about Trump. You know, it's got to be exhausting. You know, keep on digging and you know, at some point, it's gotta be excruciating, man. You gotta keep digging and pulling and scraping to find more dumb things to say to try to scare people. Yeah, man, it's gotta be hard being a Democrat, man, because you gotta keep trying to outdo each other. You know what I'm saying? You know, Orange Man Bad had to turn into Orange Man Hitler. Orange Man Tiller the Hunt. Orange Man, they just got to keep on upping the ante. Now he's trying to destroy the country on purpose. It's like, because there's nowhere else to go. I'm surprised in that, Trump's an alien. He's literally an alien. He's a vampire. He's Jabba the Hutt, reincarnated. He's a demon. Came from another world, another galaxy here. He's one of them spores things from The Last of Us. He just takes the human form just to fool us, to throw us off its trail. I mean, the Democrats got to keep coming up with something crazy every time I turn around, because it's what you got to do. It's where the money is. You got to go that way. It's what you got to do. And just keep making up stuff and keep ranching it up. Keep ranching it. Gang it. Turn the thing in. Out comes money. The more you dump on Trump, the more scary you try to make him. The more you get opportunity, and that's all they can do, man. It's pathetic, man. The sad part is that there are people who listen and they go, "This guy makes sense." He's just putting out diss track, trying to get a rise out, trying to. It's pathetic. It really is. I keep telling you, it's gonna be bad, man. Once Trump, Trump's already signaling he's about to cut ties with old Elon, and once that's done, then the Democrats are cooked. I already knew that was gonna happen. I was telling you that 2 weeks ago. Trump is gonna go tired of Elon, and all it took is for Elon not to pull out Wisconsin. Yeah, Elon's loud. He makes a lot of noise. Walking around with that damn saw. You should do it with that saw, Goofy. Like, I was like, this isn't going to end well for him. It's not like it's a problem. He's rich, super rich. He's beyond rich. Yeah. But what I'm saying is I knew it was going to come a time, and it was never supposed to be forever. Democrats are so dumb. Trump already said it was projected to last 130 days. What you gonna do after that? It's gonna be hard to sell people on how scary Trump is. I mean, already Toyota's bringing cars here to make them here instead of having them assembled in Mexico. They're gonna come here, open up steel plants here to go with their the finishing plants. He's going to be adding jobs. Then what? What are you going to do? It's not going to be any more Elon to say Elon's running the government. Then what you going to do? They're going to have nothing, man. He already won. That's what people don't get. He already won, man. It's his second election. This is his second term. And it's like the Democrats are operating in the mind space that they're doing. It's over. You lost. You need to be running for 2028. And tell your media companies and corporate media legs, CNN and MSNBC, are damn near out of business for being on the wrong side of history. Thinking they're bigger than the moment. Thinking they're bigger than the appetite of the country. Who's tired of them? Tired. Who's this guy anyway? Where we get this guy from? I've seen him before. I never thought he was interesting, and he is not.
System which he doesn't understand, and trying to basically make deals and create this wall of tariffs that he can then poke holes in one deal at a time. It's the corruption opportunity of a lifetime at the expense of your family.
He worked a long time to come up with this shtick. He worked a long time to come up with this, and it doesn't seem like it's working, Johnson. I'm falling asleep listening to this. It's not saying anything. It's all the same stuff. Trump evil, Trump bad, Trump destroy America.
And I wrote that piece in the Ink about Welcome Back to Democracy.
In the what?
Randall had this point about CEOs having buyer's remorse. I want to welcome these CEOs back to the cause of democracy. They had a little lapse. For the sake of tax cuts they thought they were going to get. They were willing to sell this country out, to sell out the republic, the idea of liberal democracy, support Donald Trump, who was clear who he was. If they're coming back, it illustrates that this pain is going to become shared by lots of people who liked Trump, gave him a chance, but don't like Social Security being raided, don't like their...
You said raided. Social Security being raided? Yeah. What are they going to do with the Social Security money, sir? Where's the Social Security money going?
Their portfolios diving, don't like their companies, don't like the being tanked, don't like the uncertainty.
I will say
welcome home, guys.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Imagine if I had done any of this.
Oh, this is going to be a great segment, folks. Wake up, people, please. Wake up. Wake up, everybody. Wake up. Here we go. You know what I love? Folks, I got for you this clip right here. This is amazing. This is something else. This is something we can all agree about, right? Tim Black back in, Democratic player hater mode. Yeah, this is where I do my best work, right? Okay, check this out. I know you were thinking that presidents, because presidents have the ultimate powers, right? Because everybody keeps saying Trump's destroying America. Well, not all presidents have power. You'd be surprised how little power presidents really do have. I know it's amazingly it seems, not to be a true statement because we all know Trump is destroying America. At least that's what they say. But Obama's here. He's going to explain to you how poor Obama, how he was disenfranchised as president. He faced discrimination as president. It's unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. Let's go.
Imagine if I had done any of this. Let me I just want to be clear about this. Imagine that Imagine if I had pulled Fox News' credentials from the White House press corps. You're laughing, but no, this is what's happening. Imagine if I'd said to law firms that were representing parties that were upset with policies my administration had initiated, that you will not be allowed into government buildings. We will punish you economically for dissenting from the Affordable Care Act or the Iran deal. We will ferret out students who protest against my policies. It's unimaginable that the same parties that are silent now would have tolerated behavior like that from me or a whole bunch of my predecessors.
Oh, look at him.
So, and I say this.
Look at him. He pulled it back. He was playing I'm a black man card. Then he pulled it back. He realized, hold on a second. I can't say that. I can't say America's racist. You can't go that far. Look at him. Look at him. This is hilarious, guys.
A whole bunch of my predecessors. So, and I say this not on a partisan basis. This has to do with something more precious, which is who are we as a country and what values do we stand for?
Next on
Man, I'm gonna tell you something, guys. This right here is the most emasculated I've ever seen anyone be. I mean, it's a pretend emasculation, obviously, but he's still trying to make himself seem like he was weak. This is the same guy who dropped all the bombs, took us to the wars, wiped out 1 million Iraqis. He dumped on the blacks, told us to pull our pants up, went and laughed at the people in Michigan. He shut down Occupy Wall Street. He introduced a Republican health care bill and passed it off like it was the great liberator of health care for us. He did all these things. He bailed out the banks and left Main Street swinging in the wind. This guy. And now he's just upset that Trump came in with an agenda and did that shit. You had the same powers Trump has, and you chose to do nothing except pass gay marriage and the Dreamers thing. That's what you spent it on. And you were too busy trying to be friends with people that weren't your friends, dummy. With all the degrees, Harvard Law Review. Oh, I'm cool. I'm smooth. I'm Barry B. Hey, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing everything. Hey, Michelle, I'm the best. Tell these people. I'm hanging out with Jay-Z and Rihanna and Michael Branson and all the other billionaires. I'm Barry B. I'm Barry B. Meanwhile, you weren't getting done what we wanted you to get done. You didn't have a clear agenda of what you're trying to get done. You didn't do anything specifically for us. Told us to shut up, put on soft shoes, and get it done on our own. And you knew Biden was garbage. If anybody knew Biden was garbage, you knew it. He was your VP. How often did we see Biden when he was VP? Case closed, face closed. You sent his ass to Siberia. You didn't even invite him to your events at the White House. How are you not going to invite your VP to the events at the White House? This sucker knew everything that was going on with Biden the whole time. And he let it happen. Yeah, he's just upset. And so, one of the biggest mistakes the Democrats did was this whole lockdown, shutdown, COVID thing. Because all you did was postpone Trump. You postponed Trump, then you went after him in attack mode. You and Biden and all the Democrats sent all your apparatus at him, and what happened? All you did was give him 4 years to get a game plan together. Yeah, we got goofies that want to blame independent media like me. Well, Tim, why didn't you know what Trump was going to do? Well, I'm not in his party. I don't know him. But they don't blame these guys. These guys gave Trump 4 years to get his strategy right. Do you understand that? That's what Obama did. It's like they helped him. Trump will tell you, I've heard him in interviews, he said plain and simple, his first term, he didn't know what he was doing. He wasn't prepared for how DC worked. He didn't know who he could trust. And then you gave him a 4-year get your head right. And you gave him every reason to come back both guns blazing. You got choked up, cooked up charges, everything. Don't tell me anybody that thinks Obama had nothing to do with any of the crap that went on the 4 years Biden was president, the things that happened to Trump, you crazy. You're a child if you think the Democrats didn't have a hand in that. If you think it was just due process. So all they did was put a battery. You put solar panels. You hooked Trump's battery up to the sun. He's running off the sun. That's what happened. So whatever the Democrats are feeling, whatever this is Obama's doing, this is his own damn fault. Those Democrats set themselves up. They hurt themselves. They thought they were winning. And all they did was give Trump extra time to sharpen the knives, to devise a game plan that would work. And all he did was come in ready to do that. And that's what he's done. And that's what he's going to continue to do. And none of it works without an incompetent Democratic Party fumbling around in the dark, can't find where it goes, don't know what they're doing. It took the Democratic Party stinking up the place for this to happen the way it did. And it's just pathetic for folks, presidents. Obama sitting there talking like he wasn't the president of the United States. You blew it. You blew it. And now you looking at Trump do things, you're going, how's he get away with it? Why didn't you get away with it? Why didn't you do things? Why didn't you have a vision and then implement it? Coward, sellout, Wall Street, robot. That's why. That's what he was. That's what he is. There was nothing Trump has done that Obama couldn't have done, or the exercise of power that Trump has utilized. Obama could have done similar and affected change other ways that he saw fit. He chose to try to get Republicans to listen to him, to barter with him. Trump ain't trying to wait for Democrats to barter with him, to come to consensus, or none of that. Yeah, so, with all this complaining that the Democrats have been doing, folks, this video right here from Obama is a perfect example of why they suck. Even when given the tools, they fumble the ball. It is what it is. And it's really pathetic to have Obama sit up there and cop pleas. He's copping a plea. Oh, well, I would have done it, but I couldn't do it because of thing, and they didn't let me do stuff. They were right. Who cares if people write about you? Who cares what they say? That's the thing. You shouldn't care what people say about you. Oh, what they would have done to me if I would have done the stuff that Trump's doing? What would they do? Nothing. You'd have just been a badass instead of a lame ass. They're challenging him in court. They try to get him try to get him locked up. What are you talking about? What would they done to you? They try to get Trump jailed multiple times. What are you talking about? Like he's had an easy road or something. Nah, man, you didn't want to pay the cost to be the boss. Therefore, you were just a Wall Street puppet in a nice suit with flowery words, and disappointed. All of working class Black America was firmly disappointed. The well-to-do Black people that don't need anything really, Hollywoods, They got what they wanted. They got a Negro in a nice suit in a nice place, and they could say, we went to the White House. But for the rest of us, that wasn't enough. So anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's really pathetic to have Barack Obama sit up there and cop pleas and make excuses and complain. He had the same job, guys. He had the same job. He was president as well, talking like he wasn't. Like he was the janitor, just had a bunch of keys and was able to just lock up the place, but couldn't run anything. It was not like I was the boss. They didn't let me boss the thing. They let Trump do all the fun stuff. Why did he get to do everything, Michelle? Why, I want to do stuff. Why come I didn't get the power? Power is not given, it's taken. And it's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. Basics of life. Basic. Trump came in with a hit of steam and wanted to do things his way, and he did. And you came in just happy to be there, flossing. It's disgusting. All right. Hit the like button if this makes any sense. It's pathetic, man.
On deck with Tim Black.
57 years after the assassination of Dr. King. And Dr. King talked about that stone of hope. And it's that stone of hope that gives me a fire in my belly each and every morning. It's that stone of hope that allows me to wake up and to stand to Donald Trump and to say, Donald Trump, I'm not afraid of you. It's that stone of hope. It's that stone of hope that gives me power. That's that stone of hope and the belief in each and every one of you to let you know that I'm not going to allow my ancestors, all of those who died for me to be in this position, I am not going to disgrace them and disappoint them. I am going to use the law both as a sword.
I hate when they say that shit. I do, man. I hate when black folks do that. My ancestors died for me to... Ain't nobody died for you to try to bring Trump up on trumped up bullshit charges. Ain't nobody died for that, goofy. Everybody died for that. They died because they got old. They got died because somebody killed them. And they didn't die for you to do a damn thing. Leticia James. You know, this mortgage fraud allegations, claims circulating that, particularly on platforms, that James may have misrepresented the number of units in a Brooklyn apartment building on mortgage applications over a period of more than 20 years. How the Attorney General supposed to be in jail? Did your ancestors die for that too? For you to lie on your mortgage forms for 20 years?
And as a shield and challenge Donald Trump, and each and every time he issues an illegal executive order, I am going to stand up to him because he represents to me.
Yeah, you know what you represent? You represent the civil lawsuit that the Department of Justice filed against you. Civil charges, February 12th. Not just you, Kathy Hochul, too. Governor Kathy Hochul. All about your handling of immigration issues. Yeah, you got civil lawsuits you're dealing with. What about that? You know, they all do the dirty work of the Democratic Party, then get upset. Then it's bad when it's time to pay the piper. And like I was saying, it's like... the Democrats love using black women to do shit they're not stupid enough to do. And they keep doing it. You're the fall guy for a bunch of things that didn't work out. And now you'll be left holding the bag. You and Fonnie Willis and if Jasmine Crockett keep it up, she could be next. Why is it that you feel like the only way to get ahead is to let yourself be a puppet for the Democrats?
Sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity.
A lawsuit by James Doyle in early 2024. Millionaire James Doyle sued James in a nonprofit alleging she improperly blocked his attempt to sell a property tied to a nonprofit that owed him $3 million. The lawsuit repeatedly seeks financial documents and contacts related to her campaign, hinting at accusations of political interference and corruption. Folks, the Attorney General needs an attorney.
Sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. And so DEI, as far as I am concerned, is more than about just black people. Let's be honest.
That's right.
DEI is about paid parental leave. DEI is about disabled children. DEI includes a number of categories. So when they talk about DEI, let them know that they're not only coming after us, but they're coming after all of us. And we've got to...
All of us don't care about it. All of us are not benefiting. You're right. All of us have not benefited from DEI. But they're not coming out to all of us. They're not. You're just shutting down DEI. Because you used us to sell it. And that's what I found repugnant. Because you're right, it didn't benefit us. But you used us to sell it. You let us be the fall guy for it. See the running thing that they keep doing, guys? They keep using black people to sell stuff that don't even benefit black people. In 2022, Sophia Quintar, a state employee, filed a lawsuit against James' chief of staff for sexual assault, claiming James covered it up. James sought to have the case dismissed, but an appeals court denied her request. Found out she was a part of a cover-up of a sexual assault of a woman. That good. She got her own stuff. She got her own stuff in the closet. There's stuff going on.
Stand together, a stand-in community, stand with this great organization under the leadership of our civil rights leader, Reverend Al Sharpton, who has been a light, a bright and shining light in the darkness. But I don't know about you, it's that stone of hope that inspires me each and every day.
It's the stone that you've been smoking. Those are called rocks. Anybody that would actually get up and say these things about Reverend Al Sharpton has to be high. High or cognitively declined. Something's going on, Johnson. Al is a scumbag. You are a scumbag as well. But Al is like the epitome of scumbag. He's an ambulance chasing ass. No narc and a jackass. And never met a cause he wouldn't jump in front of if he thought he could get a paycheck from it. James may not be in direct trouble from her prosecution of Donald Trump, but it's still early yet. That bus is coming soon. That bus is coming soon. And all the tough talk and all this playing a victim and I went up against Trump. It's going to come back, Ahana. It's coming. Oh, it's coming. It's going to swing back around. I mean, guys, it's something you got to know. You got to know it and you got to embrace it. The Democratic Party loves tokens. And they like making toys out of black women in particular. But there's something else they do when they're done with their toys that Leticia James forgot. They break their toys so others can't play with them. You are a toy. All this grandstanding. It ain't going. I hope it's fun, cause at the end of the day, them people ain't gonna be there to help you. Al is not gonna help you. None of these people will.
And listen, faith and fear can never share the same space. And so I'm covered by the blood. And I'm not afraid of Donald Trump. You can come after me, but no enemy, nothing formed against me will perish. Nothing formed against.
You kind of messed up there. You're gonna perish. Your reputation and your career will perish. I wouldn't be surprised if this will be her last like major hurrah. You know, I would not be surprised, man. I would not be surprised, man. You know, these people, man, they all been poking the bear. And see, isn't that funny, guys? They all say Trump is Satan. You know? They all, Trump's evil, he's a dictator, and autocratic, and blah, 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 blah. Then they all talk smack. And I'm trying to understand which one it is. You know? Which one is it? Is he the all-powerful, evil, sinister, like Hitler guy, whatever? If so, why you keep messing with him? I don't know which one it is, man. You can't have both ways. You can't say the guy, because all I hear is a bunch of guys, a bunch of you Democrats poking, and you look fine to me. You know? I expect you to come out looking like you just came out of a fight with Mike Tyson. That's what I'm expecting you to look like. Like you went up against Mike Tyson in his prime. The way you boogeyman the guy. And you can come for me, and okay. Well, you know what? When he comes for you, if he comes for you, I don't want to hear anything. Because you are the wolf ticket seller. All y'all been selling wolf tickets. Talking all this smack. And all I think is when you talk all this smack, and it's time to face the consequences, face them like a grown woman. Yeah, don't come back to us begging for help. Go get Al. Yeah, go get Al. Maybe Al will help you, Democrat. Maybe he'll help you. But it's going to take some money. Kamala came up with $500,000. Al don't work for free. Not unless it gets some good publicity. That's also money, in his opinion. You understand?
Me. Nothing formed against me. Nothing formed against me.
It's like she's trying to convince us. You convince yourself. You'll be the one standing up at the bed wondering, what the hell did I do? Why'd I do this? Why'd I listen to Reverend Al?
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Hey guys, hit the like button. We're almost done. What a Friday, guys. What a Friday. Jesus Christ. What is wrong with these people?
Are you doing it adroitly? Are you doing it smartly? We know manufacturing jobs have been being lost for decades. Over 5 million manufacturing jobs have been lost. The age of AI, Chat GPT, and all of that has come in effect.
He can't slow down, Sean. Now this guy's... Hey, man, I was trying to give Stephen A. Smith the benefit of the doubt. You know, because I didn't want to be a hater. I don't want to be the hater. Guy wants to come out here and do political stuff, and he wants to, But it's become more and more obvious that all Stephen A. Smith does is memorize talking points, practice them in the mirror, do his show, and say the same talking points over and over and over. Sean Hannity knows this because Stephen A. just came on his good friend Sean Hannity's show, and he think he's going to show Sean Hannity up. But that's why he's saying, slow down. I know you memorize all this stuff you're saying, but once you have to deduce and make an argument, based on knowledge, you're going to have a problem. This is going to be embarrassing, folks. It is.
Formed against me. Nothing formed against me. Nothing formed against me.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Are you doing it adroitly? Are you doing it smartly? We know manufacturing jobs have been being lost for decades. Over 5 million manufacturing jobs have been lost. The age of AI, Chat GPT, and all of that has come in effect. Things have changed.
Down, because you're wrong.
What am I missing?
Since Donald Trump started making the tariff threat alone, we have nearly $5 trillion in companies' investments. Nissan, Honda, we're going to build plants in Mexico. They're building them here. $500 billion from Apple. Foreign countries
These are
investing
pledges, right?
billions of dollars because they want to be
pledges,
here.
Right?
Other countries dropping their tariffs so they don't get tariffed.
May I ask a question? Sean Hannity, are there not folks on both the left and the right, American citizens now, bringing up words like inflation, bringing up words like a potential recession, worried about the impact that tariffs are going to have on the American citizen for the immediate future? You're right. You're right about the long haul. You might be right about the long haul, but in short term, we can't ignore that either.
So we have two choices here. We continue to let countries screw us over and tariff us to death at rates that we don't tariff them at. We just continue to take it like everybody else is taking it. Or we draw a line in the sand. We're the land of the free and the home of the brave, and we say, it's your choice. If you put tariffs on us, we'll have to put them on you. Or we can have free and fair trade. It's up to the country to decide. Tell me, Stephen A., what's unfair about that?
Next on deck.
Yeah, that was too short for me to really get into it, but I'll tell you this. I'm tired of hearing about the tariffs. You know, there has been tariffs. A lot of countries have tariffs against America. A lot of people who talk about the tariffs leave out that Trump has instituted reciprocal tariffs. So if you have tariffs against us, now we're putting double tariffs on you. The hope is that they'll remove the original tariffs off of us. But as I listen to this tonight, I'm left wondering, just for Stephen A. Smith. Brother, I think people are starting to see through your shtick. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not, like I said, I didn't want to be a hater of what you're trying to do, bro. But it's obvious, man. You're an inch deep on anything you ever talk about. Because you didn't really pay attention to anything. You know, I don't believe that you paid attention to politics. And why would you? You were doing sports for 30 years, right? You've been doing sports for 30 years. So you weren't paying attention to the last election. I think all you do is have conversations with Chris Cuomo and Bill O'Reilly, and then come here and start spitting stuff. And then throw in a few big words here and there, like adroitly. This time it was adroitly. You're throwing a couple big words, and you think that's fooling someone. Now you're talking like you may be a potential presidential candidate. See, with that, you don't know anything. You just don't. What do you know about tariffs? You need to know more about tariffs than I do. If you're going to run for president, you need to know about the trade agreements. What do you know about the trade agreements? What was, why did NAFTA hurt us? Because this has been going on a long time. See, American presidents have brought into the idea of helping the corporations. They put the corporations before the people. You would go, I know, and start talking fast. But you really don't understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, America had made a decision that they were going to sacrifice the middle class in order to help the corporations make more money by offshoring the jobs. They bought into the globalism, the one world order, new world order. They bought into that. They were part of it. America's right there pushing that along. They didn't care about the casualties of American citizens, the jobs, the drying up of the Rust Belt. What happened in Pennsylvania and Detroit and all the other places? Well, black people had good factory jobs. That was all done intentionally by the Democratic Party, man. And Republicans is right there in cahoots with it, too. Yeah. The Clintons and onward. And the NAFTA, and what was it, the TPP, that shit Obama tried to get done was just as bad as NAFTA. So look, unless you are going to take the time to do any type of like deep dive into what's happening, we don't need fast talking loudmouths playing both sides to try to come in and act like, to try to come in with the facade that you are actually like in this for the people. I think you're just doing it for popularity, to help your channel, to help your profile, to grow and make more money. And I get all that, man. But you're doing it at the expense of the rest of us. I want to see you debate. I want to see you go toe to toe. Well, you can't rattle off a bunch of stuff that you've already prepared, like when you went on The View, that you've said 10 times, 10 other places. We got to have a long phone conversation about what's going on politically and about how it historically has impacted us. That's going to require you to actually bone up and get some more information, some more knowledge, some real data about what's been happening. Because to me, in my opinion, it seems like Stephen A. Smith, it seems like you're just not serious. It's a game to you. And that's okay. Because the more you talk, the more you seem like a joke. And it's crazy. I mean, I dislike Jason Whitlock. But at least Jason doesn't pretend to be anything other than what he is, which is a big-ass sellout. You are pretending to be really concerned about issues that you don't appear to be really concerned enough about them to know anything about them, other than some talking points by the Democratic Party, and then how to be savvy to jump this way and jump that way just to stay notable. Anyway, that's it. Guys, let me know what you think about Stephen A. I think we've all pulled this card. We see through him. But some people, I think there's a small amount of people who haven't. So that's why I felt it was good to talk about it. Next.
With Tim Black.
We have some more breaking news now. The March jobs report just released moments ago telling us that the U.S. economy added a stronger than expected 228,000 jobs last month, and as the unemployment rate changed only slightly, now at 4.2%. Matt Egan, back with us. Okay, what does this mean?
Well, Kate, this is good news because it shows that the jobs market was in good shape in March. I think the bad news is there are growing fears that
this was March.
That this was March and that this unfortunately may not last because of the trade war. Let me run you through the numbers. 228,000 jobs added in March. Now, this was stronger than expected. This really blew away forecasts for around 130,000. Also, this represents an acceleration from January and from February, both of which were revised lower. The unemployment rate, it did tick higher to 4.2%. That was expected. When we dig into some of the sectors here, the one that everyone's paying a lot of attention to right now is the federal government. This report showed that federal government employment did fall by 4,000 in March. That follows a 10,000 drop in February, but we're likely just starting to see this in drips and drabs because a lot of people who were laid off, they're not yet collecting unemployment. So those numbers are likely to go even higher. Also, just one other point here on the cost of living, wages were up again by a solid amount. It cooled a little bit, but wages were up by 3.8% year over year. That is well ahead of the most recent rate of inflation, which.
You know what, guys, when I was listening to this the first time, right? I'll tell you, man, it's got to, oh God, I forgot I had this, guys. God, my bad. I forgot I even had this in here. I loaded up so many stories. This is my next story, it's my last one. You know what I noticed, man? I noticed that the Democrats going to have a hard time with this Trump thing, man. And look, don't get me twisted, man. If he lays an egg, he lays an egg. I'll be there to call it out. Both parties suck, Johnson. I got no problems calling it out. It'll be what it's going to be. But when you win the presidency, you become the president, you get to become president. And you get to try your hand. And that's what Trump's doing. So, unlike Obama, hope he tries his hand. If it doesn't work out, he's not president forever. I mean, how much worse could he do? We just had Biden let in 10 to 20 million people that are going to compete against Americans for work, unless you think we're going to just pick up, 5 million jobs out of thin air. But I guess that's what people think. It's just so goofy what they think here. But anyway, Trump's going to have an opportunity to try and make his thing work. And I'm rooting for it to work because this is where I live. This is where my kids live. And we're not in an alternative universe. So I'm pulling for him for things to work out. Why would I not? But the Democrats are going to have a hard time because they don't want things to work out. And that's the nature of this political shit. But for us regular people, we want things to work out no matter who's in that office. No matter who's in that office, we still got bills to pay. We still need to put a roof overhead. We still need to put food on the table. And we would still like to somehow enjoy our lives. So those things are constant. But we're going to, like I said, we're going to see what's going to happen. I never really put much stock in unemployment numbers because, once again, like he just pointed out, if people aren't reporting or people aren't collecting unemployment, they don't count as unemployed. So we'll see what happens. It is pretty lame. The Democrats and CNN is Democrats, liberal, whatever, right? It is disrespectful, man, or pathetic is probably the better way to put it. It's pathetic, man, that they're like, oh, well, things are, we'll see what's going to happen in April. Well, I don't know, maybe we should hope that they don't go bad. The rest of us are hoping things don't go bad because it's not like he's fighting to win re-election, dummy. I don't think Democrats has sunk in that this is the president for the next 3.5 years. He's not running for anything else. I can't see why. I'm pulling for him. He's in office. To pull from him is to pull for the country in which I live in. How dumb it would be to root against that. I know this is a popular thing. It's like popular for people to be like, I forget America, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's dumb. It's like living in a house and hoping it burns down. You live in it. Now, don't live in a political party. Don't do that. That's when you got to get out of the burning house. But you don't want your country to burn down when you in it. To spite your country, to spite Trump, that's stupid. Yeah, I think the whole idea that we were letting those tariffs and all these other issues and the reason why we had all these tariffs on us and we were fine with them because we were fine with, just being the world's consumer. But obviously that's not working. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section, man. I just think I'm kind of tired of the Democrats rooting against America just because they don't like Trump. And I know Republicans do the same thing. And I was tired of it when they were doing it. But me being a Democratic Party hater makes me more tired of the Democrats than the Republicans. Because we don't vote Republican. We vote Democrat. Last story, guys. Look. Actor Terrence Howard was on Pat Bet David's show. And I don't know what brought this on, man. It's it's something. I didn't watch the whole thing. I want to warn you, because I don't know exactly how they're going to frame this. I know what the video title was for the Pat Bet David video. I think I know the subject matter they're going to talk about. It's going to be about Diddy But the things Terrence Howard is about to say about Diddy, I don't know, I felt it was important to grab it. So look, guys, Terrence Howard on Pat Bet Day, we're talking about Diddy and some allegations against Diddy. Diddy?
Make it through this test of.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the
Hell
consequences
yeah.
when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what.
See why I had to grab this clip? Folks, I don't know anything about Terrence Howard really, except he's a, science. He's into science and he has ideas about inventions and things of that nature. But when I saw that this was the name of the clip, what'd you think I was going to say? I saw like people run, 5 people left. What were you thinking I said, Diddy. What'd you think he was going to accuse Diddy of doing? Here's my thing, man. It would only take one time going over somebody's house and them giving me weird vibes for me to never go back over their house again. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do appreciate the fact that Terrence said he had his assistant with him. That's great. It's very smart. Because you at a, multi-millionaire's, if not a billionaire's house. You don't want bad things to happen. You know what? I think it's important for this type of stuff to come out, don't you? I think it's important for people to. This is a much longer clip. Like, I didn't want to use a lot of Pat Bet Davis clip because that ain't cool. But in the clip, it's a whole conversation, and Terrence is talking about people that he knew in Hollywood. I don't think he named names, but people he knew in Hollywood who had made compromises to their character to do certain things to get certain opportunities, and that they have to live with that and how difficult that was. And how that's part of the drug use and the untimely deaths of so many people in Hollywood that you hear about is in part due to people trying to self-medicate themselves and wipe their memories from the things that they have done to compromise themselves in order to get opportunities in that cesspool called Hollywood. So it's a long video in the conversation. Should I play any more of this? We know where this is going. I think we'll keep going. No one's responded. We got a delay. Yeah, Valerie said Hollywood's been doing this long before Diddy. I agree. I definitely agree. And that don't make it right. And I'm not saying I'm saying it makes it right. But I'm saying that don't make it right.
My assistant said, I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything.
Man, listen to Terrence sounding like Corey Holcomb. Man. Damn, 5150 stand up. 5150 stand up. He sounded like Corey Holcomb up in here. Yeah, Terrence Howard, go on the 5150 show with Corey Holcomb and it's been a good conversation with UD and Craig Fax. Man, we all heard about this Hollywood thing, man. This is it. This is it. Here it is. Here it is. And like, look, folks, I know we got Harvey Weinstein. We had, what's the little weird guy, the guy that all the Jews, Morgan, no. What's the guy who married his wife's daughter? What's going on? Like, everyone knows this about Hollywood. I agree, Valerie. I agree. Everyone knows this about Hollywood. And all these Democrats will try to act like they don't know. They all know about Harvey, too. And they all know about Diddy. And they all know what goes on in Hollywood. All of them. It ain't just Terrence Howard. Let's keep going, guys. I don't have much more, but let's see.
I had no idea we're going to go this direction with the podcast. This is absolute. But listen, we've talked about it. We've had a lot of the guys on to talk about this stuff. Are you done with Hollywood because of this specific reason?
I'm still working. I still, I haven't made the money necessary to do all of the other stuff. So I still have to go and do the Chitlin circuit. I still have to do the job that I need to. But eventually, I've done what I set out to do, which was to redefine the universe. I've proven what I've set out to do, and that's why I have all the patents. Whether they evaluate it or not, that's up to them. But I've done the work and finished it. Now I can go on and do whatever else we need to do.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
That's it, man. That's it, man. Folks, I mean, that's a bombshell, man. That's a bombshell, and I believe Terrence Howard, man. I believe that he's been on the level about this. And I think that I think Hollywood is as it's been projected to be. I believe the rumors are true about this industry. And I think it's not just Hollywood. You know what? That's another thing, guys. I don't think it's just Hollywood that has this problem. I think all industries have this problem. I think all industries have people that have power. If you have powerful people in any position, they will abuse it. I think there's somebody with 10 McDonald's franchises that's taking advantage of his position with workers, and there's somebody that owns a chicken processing plant or crab processing plant that's taking advantage of workers there who are undocumented and doing things that are, against the law. I believe that's across all industries, folks. It's just Hollywood, by the nature of it, the virtue of it being Hollywood, has stars. And I think that's really the only difference. If anybody could get over, anybody could take advantage of you, they will. And it's going to be people that fall victim to it, people that play the game, think they're playing the game, and they got to live with that. But yeah, I think Terrence Howard was on the level. It looked like he was playing a role to me when he said it. I think it is what it is. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think in the comment section, man. I believe that those Democrats that was in all those pictures, and just think about everybody that Puffy touched, as well as, when I say touched, I mean the powerful people that he has been working with. All the people that you see. Because all the time I see people with pictures of Trump with Epstein, Oprah with Weinstein. What about Trump with Obama? I'm sorry. What about, not Trump, what about Diddy with Obama? I've seen that. Haven't you seen those pictures? So people be doing all this connecting the dots because they don't like Trump. They say, well, Trump, he was with Epstein. He went to Epstein's island. Okay. Everybody talking about they went to the Diddy parties, but they ain't seen nothing. They left early. That's what everybody say. I don't think everybody left early, Johnson. I think there's a lot more information still going to come out about Diddy, unless somehow he has enough evidence against certain people for it to go away. And that would only be because he got compromising evidence, and we could be looking at another Epstein situation. That's how I see it. But at some point, like, if it was that open and shut, that obvious what he's doing, yeah, I don't think that Diddy reserved his activities just for Terrence Howard. Yeah. What y'all think? Gary, so there goes my brother Gary. Gary says, they all know each other. John Legend and wife in the Bahamas. Ever seen the clip? There it is. I saw it when she started talking. Yeah, I saw that. Everybody say they left early. That's right. They all say, I left early. I ain't seen nothing. Yep, that's the one. Mm-hmm. She was talking very openly about the parties at Diddy's. She pretty much got into it. Hell, you seen the clip where they were talking with Ellen? And Ellen was like, yeah, I've been to your parties. I know. She basically just said it all on the show. So these people trying to act like we can't put two and two together, or that, our eyes don't work or our ears don't work. We heard it all. It's a lot of corruption, man. It's a whole lot of corruption, family. All right, it is what it is, man. I had a great time tonight. It started off rocking. We started off with a tough video to start off with. But, you got to just got to tell the truth about how you feel and just call it out as you see it. I want everybody to have a great weekend, man. Let's go to the comment section, y'all. Can we do that? Wow. Black Mamba in the house. Thank you, Black Mamba, for your patience and your coolness. Thank you. Alonzo Dunn, thank you once again for your coolness, man. Love the content. Love your support, brother. Thank you, family. Spice gave somebody a membership once, twice, 3 times, Spice. Thank you, Spice. Trust No Party came through with a super sticker. Thank you, Trust No Party. DeAndre in the house. Support the channel, Tim. Thank you, D. Appreciate you, man. The Undisputed came through with a super sticker. Thank you, Undisputed in the house. Dana Mitchell in the house. Mr. Black, you're dropping bombs. I'm laughing my ass off. Love it. Hey, man, thank you, Dana, for what you do. I appreciate you. I do. I really appreciate you. Thank you for supporting this show and for showing me so much love, man. We appreciate you. Thank you, Trust No Party. I appreciate you, fam. Thank you, fam. Antoine Richardson, let's get it. Thank you, fam. I appreciate you. That's all right, man. Hey, look, Purge the BS. Thank you, man. Keep purging, my dude. Thank you, family. I appreciate you as well, brother. Keep doing what you do as well, bro. Go see Purge the BS, man. He's got a YouTube channel. He's doing his thing. Him and his crew calls it like they see it too over there. That's it, man. It's those that call it out, say what they feel, and those that play the game. And we know what side we on. And look, everybody, man, have a great weekend. You know, I feel spent, but I feel it in a good way, man. Thank y'all very much for being here tonight. Remember, don't let anybody take your cornbread. Terrence Howard, man. Damn, man, what a way to end the show. Terrence in play, man. That's what I'm talking about. All right, that's it, man. I'm done. Have a great weekend. I will see you Sunday. We'll be back Sunday with more Tim Black Show. Much love to y'all. Be safe. And like I always say, where are my ladies? Where are my ladies? Oh, there they go.